Hello everyone, my name is Fervor2 and welcome back to Reverse 1999 for Dawn Arrives As Usual. A little featurette that I only have one day to do, or at least just one day. And this has to be done. I had to unlock it for a better experience after the main story. So, the paper birds and the eternal souls, the greetings that transcend the curtain of rain and gloom, and the sun that endures in defiance of it all. So this is all about after the events of Pharaoh Rayashki. So let's go ahead and check this out.
The Koslinska University Hospital received a rare case today. The patient's veins irreversibly transformed into electric wires. As of 1800, all arterial, venous, and capillary tissues throughout the patient's body have undergone necrosis. The directors said they would invite more professionals to the consultation to decide on further research direction. Global Variety News has claimed the case may become one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of the era. They started a new column to analyze possible compatibilities between the patient's new wired veins and different appliances.
The radio in the St. Pavlov's Foundation's garbles out the news through the haze of static. Still, Vila listens to it carefully, trying to parse out every snippet of information. Reaching out for her arm, she gropes for the button and manages to silence the radio, whose sound has become more nuisance than news. Alright, so she is in the Foundation. 1 hour and 50 minutes. He's late. Very late. She rubs her hands before balling them at her side. Patience, she reminds herself, is a universal virtue. Patience for a coming change, for a new opportunity. Patience for salvation. A universal virtue, perhaps one being tested to its limits here. Mr. Nameday must have been stopped by some important business, unable to send word because of its gravity, of course.
I should have gone with him. I could have seen the children sooner.
I know this isn't Rayashki, and I have no say here. But I'd rather do something than just wait around like this. She looks around, her eyes landing on the television. Even a temporary guest room in the Foundation proves spacious, yet cozy. Everything here is more open and elegant than anything Vila has seen since she came ashore. This comfort comes included with a full range of amenities. For example, a real functioning personal TV. Alright.
Let me see.
It should work the same as the TV in Rayashki's canteen. Though Vila isn't overly familiar with these appliances, a TV can't be too hard to use. After a click, pictures begin to stream on the TV. A ballet set to a sweeping orchestral suite. Swan Lake. It is a classic. I'm not surprised to find even people in the Far East appreciate it. But I'm not really in the mood for a ballet. I'd prefer something else. Instead of Swan Lake, or yet another Swan Lake. Huh?
What?
What is going on? How can these all be playing Swan Lake? There is nothing else, no other program but Swan Lake. With each switch of the channel, the show creeps closer to its end. A stuttering prince lowers onto one knee, reaching his arm out to the departing Odette. At this moment, she hears hurried footsteps coming from the corridor, followed by a knock on the door.
Madam.
Miss Vila, are you there? Yes, please, come in. I'm so sorry, Miss Vila.
What's wrong?
Mr. Nameday, catch a breath. Is it the kids? Did something happen to the kids?
It's the storm.
So this is Name Day. Now we gotta look. Are we gonna have a banner for this guy or not? So the storm. The storm. What do you mean?
And August has gone missing.
And August is missing. Oh no. This is problematic. Oh no. That's a problem. That is a massive problem. If he's gone missing, who knows where he's end up. Alright, so we're going to be watching all the records here. And I do believe there's only 8. So, I'm not sure if I want to read all of them, but I might read all of them. And right, we'll start with stage 1, crushed butterflies.
You shouldn't be here.
The humans are near. You won't be able to face them all. Leave while you still can. Samodvia. Is that how you say? If that's how I pronounce the name? Last I checked, you're in no position to order me around. No one tells me what to do, especially not you, traitor. Remember this, I only spare you now because of your promise to return to our people. As for that Scalus, whether you've kept it alive for their eternal soul or whatever use, it better be a corpse next time I see it. I will do that work for you. Okay. So that's a dream, right? Oh, she was having a nightmare. The dream fades. Vila opens her eyes, looking up at the unfamiliar ceiling. Where am I? She sits up and looks around. The white and gray diamond patterns on the wall reminded her that this is not Rayashki. Stealing in the foundation. There isn't another second to be spent in bed. She is up in her clothes, tidy and neat, and ready to leave any minute, even in her sleep. Fine then, a brand new day. The last step in her routine, checking her schedule for what must be done.
Which means...
Message from the HQ. More manpower. List the names. Are you going, Finchik? It's not released yet, but I hope to stay here, to be honest. I've barely passed training. What use could I be? You never know in a situation like this. Vila's cheerful footsteps draw near the chattering staff.
Good morning.
I'd like to ask... Oh, morning, Miss Vila. May the peace be with us. How can we help you? Miss Titania. Tatiana, as that's how you pronounce it. Mr. Vincent. I was wondering if my application for the utility room has been approved. You were looking to use it during the daytime, yes? Well, you should receive a decision soon, within 7 working days. 7 days? That was not what I was told, sir. They said it would be decided today at the latest, so that we might hold an art class there. The children have been looking forward to it. Could you double check my application? You can find this date I first submitted it there. Sorry, we're really tied up these days. The process might take more time than expected. The female staff elbows the other and interrupts him. That isn't quite it. You see, there's been a change in procedure. Then might we just use the room first? The kids will help clean, no need for any concern. And we'll be careful with everything there.
I see.
I understand, miss, but it's against the rules. A small figure wades in the scene, breaking the increasing tension of their confrontation. He looks up at them with irrepressible eagerness and warmth. Or at least one of them.
Vila!
Oh, it's August! Yes, here I am. Hello to you too, Comrade August.
Let me see. 8:20. You're on time. But what about your friends? Why didn't you come together?
They're with Mr. Name Day. He brought us the biting coin again. Pyotr says he wants to have a contest with it. They will bite each other and see who has sharper teeth. But Kitty on the coins is sleeping. We're waiting for it to wake up first. I'm sure Pyotr will win, and so I will not be watching the contest. I will just return for the rewards. A biting coin? So it was Name Day who took the sharper Dante from the meeting room. They wanted to wake up anyone that fell asleep during that long meeting. But he must have used the slumber incantation to make it sleep instead.
No!
I'll have to get it back from him.
Excuse me.
Let me help. I should take August to find Mr. Name Day. And in the meantime, we'll just have to find another place for a class. One without lengthy approvals. I'll bring the Sharpadante back to you when I can. Will there be no class in the Diamond Caves today? Pasono and Nina want to have class there too, but there are so many caves to play and hide and seek in.
I'm sorry, child, not today. Maybe later, or after we get back to Rayashki.
So it's time to go. Say goodbye to the lady and gentleman. Okay. Bye-bye, Mr. Polar Bear. Mrs. Polar Bear.
Goodbye.
Grabbing at the corner of Vila's shirt, August follows her down the corridor, gripping his sunflower tightly in his arms. As they move beyond earshot of the chattering staff members, she poses a gentle question.
Kids,
August, why are you out in the hallways all alone? It is best to stay with your other comrades while we're in an unfamiliar place. Do you understand? It's for your safety. But why are you out here, little August? Will you tell me?
Sure. We can.
It is strange to see August hesitate. A dreadful series of imagined dangers pop into her mind. But she leans on her experience, waiting out his answer behind a patient, tender smile.
Vila, you didn't turn into sea foam or even a squeaking line. Does that mean you have an eternal soul?
what?
What is an eternal soul? I think it's something for people with beautiful tales. Something that keeps them up so they won't sleep forever. But Pyotr said it was like a pretty clothes that never get dirty. Immaculate. That keeps you safe. He said his mama tells him about a place where people get them, called a church. But I told him clothes can't protect people, because I saw Evgeny, and he was wearing clothes when he turned into a sea swallow. Name Day says you will know the answer, but even if you don't, I think you must have one. That's why you have a pretty tail and you don't turn into sea foam. Vila's eyes widened. She stops and turns to him inquisitively. Turning to a sea foam? I understand now. You're thinking about that fairy tale, aren't you?
I believe so.
You know that story came from the legends of the rusalka, or perhaps I should say the stories humans told about us.
But
They are only stories, nothing more. She stoops down, looking into August's eyes, searching for a better answer to match his own search. His questions never had conventional answers.
That.
You didn't turn into sea foam.
I believe so.
No, I didn't.
People fold paper into different shapes and give them names. That's just what they do. The eternal soul is very much like that.
And a little like a paper plane. She tears a page from her notebook and folds it swiftly into a paper plane.
Oh!
A sea swallow. I could fold one of those too. Does that mean I have an eternal soul?
No, that isn't so.
This paper. Sea swallow. The shape doesn't really matter, nor does its name. You can call it an eternal soul, a sea swallow, or even Comrade Patrick's pot. Anything you'd like to call it.
But it doesn't look like a boat. I don't think it would work like a boat either. So it's useless? Even the hole in my hat has its uses. At least it helps me to see my friends.
Aww. And even if it is a sea swallow, it can't protect you either.
I believe so.
You're right, little August. No matter what we call it, it's only a folded piece of paper. Once it flies away, it disappears. I can never catch the sea swallows that Persona folds. They fly very, very far. And when they fly, they are so free. They can't be caught by anyone, even on tiptoes. But just because you can't catch others doesn't mean you cannot make your own. Like your frogs, sunflowers, and polar bears. These things you fold for yourself, they will be there for you, August.
These paper shapes, they aren't really frogs and planes. We just call them that, like we call it an eternal soul. But to name it, that doesn't give us any special protection. No, we have to protect ourselves.
Avgust lowers his head, the slowed wagging of the sunflower reflecting in its way, a measure of his own thoughts. Vila holds out her hand to him. Not long after, the little boy reaches for it as a smile recurs to his face. Now, a mission for you, Comrade Avgust. Tell me, where is Mr. Nameday?
That.
He is with the others. They are going to see Comrade Bellini. We will need to climb the stone stairs first. As the scene fades. And I'm going to sleep. For this might take long because I would read it, but this is just for lore's sake. Alright? So we're back at the canteen at Rayashki. This is a flashback, right? With little food to spare, few visit the canteen outside mealtime, yet someone still must eat set the chairs and tablecloths. This isn't part of their regular schedules. However, with a lecture being planned in the public square, things are a little hectic. And they are happy to help. And little Avgust sings. Sorry. A leaky boat that could sink any moment. I think they were just gonna sing, but it's gonna take long for it to go through. I am sorry. If you wanted to hear that, just let me know. Otherwise, it's probably gonna be like 14 hours until it's over. So, mumbling to herself, Vila tightens a tablecloth near the window, realizing that this is the last one before they finish. She smiles.
Well?
Well done, little comrade. Time for us to get to the square.
A leaky boat. We're sailing on it to the square.
Little Avgust. Weird delusions, but you gotta love the kid. Together with Winsong. So, we finished with our comrade tables and chairs. Do they know Comrade Cans? We'll join them real soon and bring many more friends here. Yes, little Avgust. We will need to say goodbye to Comrade Bellini and make sure they are all set just right, and then we're good to go because she chokes on the word, as if a phantom hand wrapped around her neck, stifling her voice. What's going on? The meaning is clear even before her scales begin shivering. Vila raises her head, eyes darting out beyond the window. Her people have found her. Wait, are they attacking her? Cough.
Vila?
Avgust. Listen, Avgust. You must go gather all your classmates and bring them to the comrade Evgeny. Stay with him. So this was way before the event starts, right? You know where to find him, right?
I do.
Go on now, Comrade Avgust. It is up to you to complete this important mission.
I think every task he's been given is an important mission. I cannot do the accents. I am sorry. So, are they going to attack her? Nearby the docks, there is a place blocked off by discarded containers and machinery. A hidden place in the water, water known to few besides Vila. A respite in Rayashki's rare warm days. A place where she could stretch out her legs away when the swimming pool proved too crowded to public.
Samadiva.
So that's how you pronounce it, Samadiva? I might have pronounced it wrong. A large wave rises and then splashes onto the shore, accompanied by a melodious sound, one familiar to her people. Rayashki prides itself on welcoming everyone, yet this is an uninvited guest. Vila. 'Vila,' 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 ' refresh my memory. Do we start our conversations this way?
You shouldn't be here.
So it's echoing. You should not presume to tell me where I can and cannot go, traitor. You've always stayed on the move, Vila. One place to the next, never tied down, hopping from one port to muddy little port, through the greatest of the scaleless cities. To think this would be the place you'd stay, an old dried out shell you were too tired to shed off. Here, where the scalers built their home, scrounging under the land bed for scraps like carrion crabs. How pitiful that we might be so easily mistaken for them. She'd run as far as she could, but they still found her. They were relentless. Her kin would stop at nothing to eliminate half-bloods. No stone unturned, no place too remote. I wish you could see Samodiva. This hatred between our peoples, there's no way out of this whirlpool until we choose to stop it.
It has blinded you. That's why you can't see what we've been trying to build. What the world could be.
Instead, you see what you want to see. Do you think it matters to me what you see in this crab nest? Tides take it. I'm here for you. You died today. I don't know if I sounded like right, but that's as certain as I could. Vila! Miss Vila! My lecture is starting soon. I was hoping you'd do me a favor. Samodiva's summoned arrows of razor-sharp water hang in the air, halted by the sudden intrusion. Oops, my files! Vila, halting her breath, catches her foe's eyes darting towards the sound, narrowing with enjoyment. His arrows turn in a new direction, and point straight at the source of voice. Windsong. No, not Windsong. Damn it! Where is it?
No!
Protect her, man. Protect her, Vila. Vila didn't know that she could make a sound like that. It was melodious but dark and irritated. The sound of an ancient language, one she never mastered. She's warning him. More water arrows took shape, surrounding Samodiva. These ones distinctly less. Whatever. Don't do this. The dialogue just moved on its own. I didn't click anything. Blunt as these arrows might seem, they produce a thin red line across his neck. What? You can't take her life or the lives of anyone here. Their souls are not for you. These are my people now. Harm them, and you'll spend the rest of your life regretting it. Short enough, it may be. What? You little... Sorry, I'm trying to be threatening. If it's loud. It is time for you to leave, Samodiva. Don't make me tell you twice. She's a stern one. She holds her breath. This isn't the first time she's bluffed like this, but the stakes are higher now than they've ever been. She can't afford to give anything away. Stay strong, Vila. Silence, minutes or seconds, might have passed between them, until Samodiva's arrows fall loosely into the water. Even so, Vila does not let up. Her foe bares his fangs, hissing. Somehow, you found a way to become something worse than a traitor. You betray us, refuse to accept trial, escape from injustice, and now, are you truly seeking this eternal soul? You're so homesick that you choose any way to get back, even if that means chasing a myth. You're insane. How could you know that it's a myth? Even if it were real, it would not be a half-blood like you that would find it. Go ahead, drown all the scalers here. Have them sign their souls away to the abyss. Just see if that is enough. But you're never going to find it. You will never reach Atlantis. Ah.
You know, I'm always open to trying new things.
I gotta say, I love her. Then maybe you should start with the one calling out your name. Vila tries to call out to Winsong, waving her way, but the ley lines researcher walks clumsily towards her unheeded.
Miss Vila.
What are you doing all the way out here? I've just been working on my lecture. It's mostly a rehashing of my previous work. But anyways, I thought I could use your help. It might be a little too long now. Miss Vila? The researcher seems unaware of the battle that nearly transpired there. The sea behind them is quiet and still. It better be a corpse next time. Or... Though she hasn't dropped her guard, she somehow misses the moment that Samadivas dives. His voice lingers in the falling of the waves. Oh, if you have other suggestions, we can... No. Sorry. I was preoccupied with something. We can work out your lecture on the way back. Come on. And she's just talking it like it never happened. Everyone should be waiting at the square.
Yes, that's right.
Of course, of course. So, this is a flashback, yes? So, in order to make it easier for listeners, I divided the lecture into 4 parts. I'm not so worried about my summary, and the theory part should be clear. But the introduction... The two of them walked side by side to the town square, leaving the tides to wash over the shore. So it is a flashback. Okay. I'm digging it. Alright, now that we're caught up on, it's time to go to number 3. Kitchen conversations. Have you ever had a kitchen conversation before? And we're back at the St. Pavlov Foundation.
Give me a minute.
Let me go over your requests. So, we have a new character that does have a face for me. Name Day, right? I'm not sure if he's going to be playable or anything. I'm not too sure. You need a space for your most energetic kids to play.
I believe so.
Yes, indoor or outdoor is fine, but a place with some sunshine would be best. A little sunshine is good for everyone, you know. And we'll need a lot of paper. Blank paper is ideal, but waste paper is also welcome. They can use it for drawing or to make other paper planes.
Yes.
A sunny open space and paper. The paper should be simple, but as for the location, I suppose you'll say a spare office isn't good enough. So what about here? As they converse, Name Day moves them from the Foundation's canteen and into the front hall. The children follow him like a waddling line of ducklings. Vila can help but think he might almost be mistaken for a teacher. Here? Well, it certainly has light and space.
But
this is the front hall. Won't it be too busy? Yes, it will get busy sometimes with everyone passing through.
Mr. Name Day!
Please do it again, please. Show us the arcane skill that turns paper planes into birds. You promised. Another interrupts him before Name Day answers.
Stop yelling! He won't do it! That sofa he conjured from the door yesterday only lasted a few minutes.
And I fell out of it. It's a dumb power. But can you turn a paper plane into a bird? I didn't think so. So, Mr. Name Day, it's still better than you? Their spirited debate soon turns into a rolling battle. Thankfully, the many people passing by are too busy to pay it any mind and give them a wide berth. What is it exactly that your arcane skill does, Mr. Name Day?
Well, I can transform garbage into useful items simply by naming them.
Oh, so he transforms things by naming these things? I admit, it's not a very practical skill, but kids usually enjoy it. Alright, stop yelling, I'll show you whatever you want. Mr. Raccoon, I would like to see the sea swallow too. I think we should stop Pyotr and Pasono first. Why? Aren't they just singing? The boys' duet soon becomes a choir, of course, as the others are pulled in, and their would-be teacher tries in vain to bring them back into harmony. My apologies, Miss Vila. I really can't handle this.
it will be fine.
Let me guess, you're the youngest of your family. You can always tell. You might as well be a kid yourself.
Hey, gentlemen. You went a bit too far.
She raises her tone as she continues, but it remains calm, a reminder, not a warning. A practiced tone that the fighters instantly recognize, bringing their battle to a swift end. My lovely little comrades, you know that you are always free to express your opinions, but we must be peaceful, no? No shouting, no fighting. But remember, children, we're here representing our town. We don't want people to think guests from Rayashki are rude, do we? Now, if you can all behave as good guests, perhaps Comrade Vila will find us some Alenka to share. Because good children should be rewarded. I'm sorry, Miss Vila, Mr. Nameday. He's always apologizing. Always. Sorry, Mr. Nameday, I shouldn't have yelled at you.
It's okay.
It's fine. No need to. Alright, Mr. Nameday has accepted your apologies. Now it's time to give each other a hug. Aww. The boys rush to each other, their arms wide. Their frowns turn to smiles, face to face, hair tangled. They look fluffy and warm. Know this, I am reading this. I did not like that, how it sounded. After releasing each other, Pasono turns back to Vila timidly. We hugged now, so can we have a Lenka now, Miss Vila? Vila knew the question before he even spoke and answers with an encouraging smile.
Don't worry, child. There will always be Alenka for you, no matter what.
Alenka? Is that how you pronounce that? And the children cheer for chocolate! Is that even a real thing? Alenka? Oh, I'll take a look. Now this is better. A little sunshine and far fewer people. A flat area with no obstacles, perfect for the children to run around. Well stocked with paper and paint, a place like this should be just perfect. You almost sound like a TV salesperson.
Excuse me.
Sorry, but what do you mean by a salesperson? Yeah, Rayashki is a very remote area, cut off from the rest of the world. They have their own community. No TV. I only meant the way you described it, like someone from a commercial. I forget you don't watch much TV in Rayashki. Never mind. As you said, it should be perfect. It should be a perfect place, and I've seen to it that you won't need any paperwork to use it.
I believe so.
Wonderful. I am sure the kids are eager to have a place for them to themselves. Shall we let them play then? Actually, I have some questions for you.
Okay.
Go ahead. The adults walk to the other side of the hall, though Vila maintains a watchful eye on the kids. Nameday speaks first, catching her before she can return her eyes to him. In fact, I had one for you as well, though I know I've already asked many times.
Madam.
Is there any way we might persuade you to join the Foundation and stay here, Miss Vila?
You said that you settled down in Rayashki because it took you in unconditionally. That it was so full of hope that it became the symbol of a new world to you.
A new world where all races and ideas can coexist.
I believe so.
That is how I see Rayashki, how I always see it. But each time I say it, I cannot help but add.
Well, of course it may fail and end up a ruin, but at least we've tried.
Yes.
Perhaps then you see what I'm thinking, Miss Vila. We share the same goal. Rayashki, the Foundation, you and I. We also strive for peace and harmony. Look at our slogan, May the Peace be with us. And should you agree, then your students could join the SPDM, the School for the Foundation. We've determined that they are all talented arcanists, especially August. Oh hell yeah, he is very talented with a fucking sunflower. But please understand, it isn't that we're expecting anything from him. It's just sincere admiration. I understand entirely. I don't worry so much over the words. You have your job to do, right?
For a brighter future. For the children. In these cases, what you said was correct. They did mean something. But adults think in their adult ways, disguising their plans by saying it is for the children. Then they make decisions for them without even asking.
I choose not to be such an adult. Madam. Oh, sorry. After the first time you brought up the SPDM, I a point to talk to each of them and give them a clear and fair argument for it, but they all want to go home, back to Rayashki. As do I. I question though, why you feel so you've decided to pursue recruiting us individually. Wouldn't it be more beneficial to build a long-term partnership with all of Rayashki? I guess she doesn't know about the storm, does she? Like what the typewriter said at the end of the event. The way they described it. You almost forget that it is reversed 1999. Eventually the storm will reverse the timeline and go to a different time backwards. Vila seizes on the pause with a smile, turning the questions back on him. And on the subject of cooperation, I have another question. Name Day breathes out, relaxing from his bracing stance. Please go on. Oh, sorry. I have taken notice that the turnover rate in this branch is quite high. I assume with so many coming and going, you must be getting a steady stream of information as well. To that end, I ask that you might share some information about Rayashki with me, and the most important of which...
When will we be able to go home?
Right. Alright, so we are going halfway, I believe. Letters unsent. The sudden silence puzzles Vila. A question as simple as this should not render a talkative young man mute. She tilts her head, trying to restart the topic. Mr. Name Day? Oh, my apologies. I was only thinking how I might best put it into words. Please, like I said before, don't worry over words. I appreciate your concern, but I am not made of glass. I've put my trust in you, and this hesitance to speak, it makes me worry. Oh, Miss Vila, I didn't mean at all to...
Mr. Nameday.
Then tell me, Mr. Nameday. I will be needing an answer. This young man stands slightly taller than her, so Vila slightly raises her head, hoping to catch his eyes. Nameday flinches, eyes running from her glance. The two things he has little way of managing, kids and the stare of an honest person. As you wish. It seems you're picked up on our high turnover rate, but let me be clear, it is an attrition rate. We simply don't have enough manpower to escort you back to Rayashki safely. In fact, I might well be in the field too, if I hadn't been selected to host you and the children. Attrition? What do you mean? Has something happened? Sorry, there's little I'm at liberty to say, but it isn't anything to worry about. Still, as you are concerned, I'll see if there are any field missions in the area. If we're lucky, my colleagues may be able to bring back some news. That is a good start. But then, what is going on in Rayashki exactly? Has something happened? I admit, I don't know any more than you do, but if the radio has anything to go by, tourism in Rayashki is still in full swing. I heard administration was even considering adding it to our list for annual retreat destinations. So it must not be so bad. What about the mines? The port? Is it still under construction? Has Zeno left us alone? Well, they didn't mention any of that in the radio. Vila's blue eyes sparkle, reflecting a sea of thoughts and questions. So if we can't go back for now, is it still possible to write home?
That's right.
Oh, how silly of me not to think of it. I will write home and ask their opinion about further cooperation between Rayashki and the Foundation. Oh, I should get on this right away. Vila has always been known for direct and bold action, and for a very good reason. Madam? Oh, damn it.
What?
Aside from any questions of whether you can deliver anything, there's no need to rush. The kids are here, and I'd rather you not leave with just me and to watch them. Not that I'm saying you can't go, but I worry I won't be able to manage them alone. Oh, of course. I forgot that you're short-handed now. Is there really no one at all you can spare? Not even just to deliver some mail?
Of course we have mail delivery. I'm just trying to say you don't have to be in such a hurry. We can send your letters at any time.
I know that he's trying to press her to stay. Like, I know what's going to happen, what's going on. But it's secretive. Everyone in the Foundation has to be secretive. They are restricted by they're not at liberty to do anything or say anything because they are restricted.
So why not enjoy the sun for now?
If you insist. It is a lovely day. Fine then, if we have some more time, I should be able to think of some more questions. I keep interrupting this. And the story's still going. Why? After sending the children back to their temporary dormitory, Vila says goodbye to Name Day and returns to her room with a stack of blank paper. She spreads out the papers on the desk, recalling all the questions in her mind from the afternoon. Every word she writes is marked by a spark of warmth and a pang of her ever-growing homesickness. Toda Serev.
Dear comrades,
no matter who is reading this, before you start, please find yourself a comfortable chair. Take my words seriously, not just a quick skim. Yes, even you, Canute. Because what I'm about to tell you is of utmost importance to all of us. Mr. Name Day, please give these letters to... Now, before I get to the topic, I must first apologize for losing contact. I hope most sincerely that by the time you get this letter, we will already be on our way home. These are today's letters. Please make sure they arrive. There are too many questions, and I'm not so good at prioritizing, but I've heard others say here that one must go with the flow. Our cooperation with the Foundation has encountered some manner of force majeure. If that's how you pronounce it? Majeure? I don't know. It has been paused temporarily. This letter aims to gaining more details from you, our frontline workers. Forgive me if I ask too many questions, but they involve every aspect of our livelihoods and Rayashki's survival, including many I should have asked much earlier. Here you are. These are a few more letters, thank you. What's the progress on the repairs for the pier and dockyard? Have we established any diplomatic relations with neighboring cities? Has the rebuilding and maintenance of the houses have been finished according to the schedule? As autumn is near, have we prepared enough waterproof materials to keep the roofs in good order? And do we have enough fuel to keep things heated in the winter? I would suspect and hope that as we ramp up our coal production, none of these will be a problem.
looking forward to your reply. Warm regards, your most loyal friend, Vila.
Why do I have a feeling that something bad's gonna happen?
Mr. Nameday.
Why do I have a feeling that something bad's gonna happen? Alright. With that, today's letters are done. Vila folds each one and slips them into their envelopes. As she reaches for the last one, she realizes she has used every last page from the stack. She stares, half shocked, and at the mound of thick envelopes before her. I didn't realize I had so much to say. I'm afraid
I'll have to cut down the pine tree in the garden for more paper if you keep writing this way.
Wow. Are those letters to Miss Winstone finished? I see you've already signed them, so I would suspect they are, yes? Actually, not yet. I'm sure if she liked to return to Rayashki. And I worry it might be too forward to ask her directly. I'm still choosing my words. Winsong is that ley lines researcher, right? I heard her presentation in HQ was a success. That's good! If so, maybe you might start by giving your congratulations. Then you might ask her how she's doing these days, or something like that. His suggestions provoke no reaction from Vila, as Name Day gradually softens his voice. Sorry, I don't write so often. Maybe my suggestion isn't helpful. Maybe this is useless advice, or maybe I'm like a blind squirrel.
Anyway,
Feel free to forget I said anything. No. Actually, that was a good suggestion. The blind squirrel found the nut, Mr. Nameday. That was very helpful indeed. If you don't mind, please, I'll finish these and you can send them all together. Take your time. I'll be sitting here waiting, killing time. Maybe I'll do some carvings with my knife. Oh, my ankle. I popped my ankle. Ooh. Killing time.
I don't know why I'm doing this.
Yeah, something's going on. The mountain of letters in front of him has grown to a daunting size. At least there's one letter I can send. The rest are not so lucky. There is no one to retrieve them, not even to mark return to sender, all those words without anyone to read them. Questions that will never be answered. A powerless, futile anxiety burns inside him. Finally, he takes the letter from the top of the mountain and leaves with a tender sigh. A letter to an old friend. To Windsong. Okay. Why did he do that? Why did he do that? Alright, as she ponders. Yep. This sunny corridor, tucked away from the bustle of the office, now serves as a classroom where Vila holds classes for the children. Art, physical education, and the Foundation's general education courses.
Children!
Alright, children. Please repeat the rules one by one, starting with our comrades at the front. Comrade Pyotr? First, no running, no horseplay. Second, don't climb out of the window. A rule made very specifically for you, Comrade Pasono. I choked. Next, Comrade Nina. Third, always raise your hand to ask questions.
I believe so.
Exactly, Comrade. Governor Avgust. Do not wander away without your comrades. Don't look for Vila on your own.
I believe so.
That's right, Comrade Avgust. Going out all alone is dangerous, even in a safe place like the Foundation. There is no place that is perfectly safe, and no place stays safe forever. Besides, I'll always be right here with you. So why would be looking for me?
Vila?
Did you stop writing, Vila?
Besides,
Mr. Raccoon isn't here today. Mr. Nameday has his own work to do, so do we. And our work today is to play chess, fold sea swallows, read books, and explore our own interests. Dismissed. Like a rocket, at her word, the kids launched upwards, bouncing against the walls, until only two remain. Avgust stands beside Nina, looking at her. The little girl wears a worried face. Vila brings herself to them.
What's wrong?
Miss Vila, when are we going back to Rayashki?
And there's the question.
I asked Mr. Nameday the same question, and he said soon. But how soon is soon?
I am confused here. I'm not actually not confused. I actually know the reason.
Soon means tomorrow.
Are you sure tomorrow means tomorrow?
Mom always said soon. It won't be long. Everything will be fine when you wake up tomorrow. So, I think they have the same meaning. Why?
But it's already tomorrow. It's been a lot of tomorrows, and we are still here.
I don't understand.
I think soon means that we will go home. That is for certain, and we could be on our way there at any moment. But when will that be? This is gonna be hard, isn't it? I'm sorry, Nina. I shouldn't have said that.
Honesty is important. So, honestly, I don't know.
But I am sure that we will return home once it's safe. Mr. Name Day has been helping us with just that. Though he shouldn't have to do these for us. Mr. Raccoon keeps going in and out. He left through the front hall, but he brings fewer things back every time.
Miss Vila, this is...
Of course, always says it's a sea swallow, but I say this is a paper plane. It's not as powerful as a real fighter jet, but I made it with our last piece of paper.
Rare things are always more valuable, like canned meat and sausages.
Suddenly, the paper plane in Vila's hand becomes heavier than a real jet.
I'm sure you'll be able to take us home with this.
Is it folded paper or military-grade steel? She can't tell. And nothing seems to fit an answer. Thank you, Pasono. This is indeed a well-made plane.
This is a sea swallow, an eternal soul. It will fly far, far enough to reach the town.
And there's the word, eternal soul. Can it take us all back too? I miss everyone. I miss Rayashki. But we will go home. But I'm afraid there's no home no more to go back to. Yay! I've practiced my paper folding, so I can make real good stuff now. But I want to make one for Uncle Canoe too. But we're running out of paper. Mr. Name Day brought us.
Vila.
Ugh. Bastono says we are running out of eternal souls. Could we give him other things that are like an eternal soul? Something he can fold into more sea swallows and other things.
Okay. I'll see what I can do.
Why do you call paper eternal souls? Souls are for people, not paper. I once read a story about a rusalka princess to my sister. The princess traded her fishtail and her voice for a pair of legs. The Little Mermaid. But she didn't get what she wanted and turned into foam. Except for that. I don't like that story. That princess is like Ivan the Fool. She doesn't make sense. Vila is not Ivan the Fool.
I'm not referring to Miss Vila. She's not a princess. Besides, the book says rusalki will eventually turn into foam because they don't have an eternal soul. That's not Miss Vila's case. She must have one.
No, paper is the name we give souls. Vila told me. Amused by the discussion, Vila decided best not to intervene. Piotr, though, is anxious as the oldest boy. He feels he must break up any fights to keep everyone in line. Vila gently taps him on the shoulder to reassure him. A responsible kid. Like the elder brother of the group. The sound of the telegraph and typewriter harmonizes, echoing in this little room. Wearing headphones, Name Day is listening to the telegram and transcribing it through the typewriter. I wish to hold your hand tightly. Why is it in the reversed order? Your most loyal, yet worst friend. Windsong. Familiar footsteps approach, followed by a knock. Name Day concentrates fully on the incoming telegram, having no idea of the coming intrusion. Therefore, it may be best to give up the idea of returning to Rayashki. Did you?
Mr. Name Day.
That is all I could say for now. But I believe you're strong enough to face the truth and won't rush into reckless decisions. So this is Winston talking, right? This should be the place. Maybe you're still not aware of the full extent of it. I'm reading this. All of it. This is where he stores all his collections. That's the sound. Is that a typewriter? Shoot! It's Miss Vila! He silently screams, realizing it's too late to hide either the letter or the telegraph. No, she must not see. Mr. Name, I heard your voice. Sorry to bother you now, but I really need to know. When can we... It won't be the town you remembered, or the utopia we tried to build. Go back to Rayashki? The storm has changed everything. I knew it! The storm came! Oh, God. Damn. I mean, I knew it was going to happen eventually. I mean, arrives as usual. I always think that anything bad will come when it comes to this story. The storm will change everything. It will not be the same. It's reversing. So Rayashki is just turned back time to a time where it was never made into Rayashki. Good God. Reality. Uh-oh. Looks like nothing can be hidden forever. A hard lesson for the struggling Name Day to accept as he scrambles across his desk. The typewriter is still working, and Vila is one step away. It's Name Day. What is that? A telegraph and a typewriter. Could this be a telegram from Rayashki? But how would they have gotten it out? We never replaced our machine. What could that possibly... No, this is actually from my brother. Dude, he's making every excuse to keep this a secret. Of course, I don't blame you, but you kind of interrupted a private moment. Will she believe him? Oh no. Vila squints, eyes glimmering. She doesn't believe a shit word. Rusalka have extraordinary physical abilities, including sharp eyesight, reading the print on the typewritten letter as effortless as a glance. Your most loyal yet worst friend, Winsong.
But
I don't intend to accuse you, but I admit I am confused. Is your brother's name really Winsong? It's not like that, Miss Vila. I know. I'm only teasing. No need for theatrics. Now, would you let me read it? I don't suggest you to. Oh, every message or letter the Foundation receives needs to be examined by us. Unfortunately, you can't read it now. This one is still being translated, so I haven't submitted it yet.
the era of censorship is long gone, sir.
Yep, she's right. Tell him she got them teacher lessons.
Why so nervous?
Press him, man. Press him.
It's only a letter from a friend. How dangerous could it be? Look, it says, I wish to hold your hand tightly. Terrifying, isn't it?
Name Dane falls silent in sync with the telegraph's staccato rhythm. The tension in the room thickens with the growing moment of silence.
If you insist, just go on. It is your letter and you're right.
And he gives up. When Vila will find out eventually, and I think Winsong understood why there are changes. Please be a dialogue. I don't want to read it.
I am so happy to hear from you finally. I was so worried that it might be even worse news when I opened the envelope. After all, that's all I have received these days. It took me quite some time to prepare myself and read it through. After that, I sent you this telegram immediately. First, I am so glad to know you and your little warriors are doing well. It really cheers me up after all this
Little
bad
warriors.
news.
That's putting it lightly.
However, I'm still confused by your decision. You're going back to Rayashki. But don't you know? It won't be the town you remembered, or the utopia we tried to build.
Because it got reversed.
The storm has changed everything. It seems the Foundation has concealed the truth from you. But as your friend, I feel I'm obliged to tell you. As far as I know, the chaos caused by the storm has been around for a long time. Wherever it goes, every building and each person there will be reversed. By reversed, I mean they vanished.
Died. Well, I'm not sure how it works.
I have not visited Rayashki yet, but I've been to many other places it has struck. I saw what comes from the storm with my own eyes. Think about it. Everyone you know may have vanished, and that once thriving town may only be a ruin now. If anything remains at all.
So, Evgeny was right. It would eventually become a ruin.
I'm not exaggerating. This is a common fate for places impacted by the storm.
Yeah. The storm. A word she has heard from Name Day, now standing before her with guilt etched into his petrified face.
So this is the truth of the storm.
Isn't it, Name Day? Actually, the storm doesn't need to be as serious as Miss Winsong said it in her letter. See? You, August, and other kids are safe and sound in the Foundation. Not vanished, not reversed. His voice gets softer and softer, fading until the next sentence fails to emerge at all. Despite the ability to transform a thing by speaking a name, he finds no name, no word, suitable for the moment.
It sounds like things have changed there. Changed for the worse. Am I right?
Vila tiptoes and gently taps Name Day on the shoulder. Changed, yes, but it will likely not be as chaotic and ruined as you might imagine from Miss Winsong's letter. Well, I suppose that isn't the point. It's only that I think you should consider staying here, even after this letter. When did you get here? Startled by the sound of miniature contemplation, they turn around to see the least likely person to be here. God damn it, August. The great timing. August! I can't do it.
August.
And he's calm. When did you... What are those in your hand? August raises the envelope in his hand as if he's holding up a flag.
Look, Vila! So many eternal souls. You're here for them, right?
What are these? All her unsent letters, piling up at a corner. They were never sent, maybe? August doesn't know what he has found. To him, it's only a trophy, a means to another flight of sea swallows.
Oh.
These ones are wearing black dots.
Everything will be alright.
We can use these for dotted sea swallows. We can make so many new things. Basno and Nina will be so happy.
I hereby declare that you are all eternal souls.
August.
These are not eternal souls. It will be fine. August is right, Mr. Name Day. They could be anything we think they are, including eternal souls. They are nothing special anymore. They aren't going to be any of other use. I'm sorry.
You don't have to. As I said, you have your job to do.
And she took this so well. She handled it.
I also have mine, even in this situation.
But he's out. I suppose we're lucky you didn't send them. Now the children have some more paper. And they don't realize that no one is there anymore. Not even their parents and friends. God. Can you imagine that? You know, that feels like whatever is affected by the storm would be the same as the Thanos snap. If you've all watched Marvel movies. Alright, under the warm sun. The time seems to be frozen in the utility room. The sound of breathing is the only sign of its passage. Staring at the pile of letters between them, both Vila and Namedade realize that their problems demand answers.
Well,
Comrade Rinsong did not say whether it was a good idea to return. As I just asked, would you consider staying here even after knowing what was in this letter?
see? Your question shows you don't think the truth will stop me.
And she doesn't care.
Looks like neither of us have changed our minds.
Resilience. Vila shakes her head, taking the letter off the typewriter. You know I'm still going, and I know you'd prefer us to stay here.
Alright, since you know the truth, I won't keep it from you any further. Are you setting off tomorrow?
If possible, sure. We've waited for too long. Too long to not know. All I want is a chance to see it with my own eyes.
Okay.
I'll try my best to. Remember I told you what happened that day when the storm fell? That Avgos went out alone and take a look? I remember, but back then I didn't know much about the storm, less even than what I know now. I thought he just got lost. I had no idea he might have seen. What he might have seen. Vila looks to August, who is taking each letter from its envelope and piling them up. Their different layers, one after another, began to resemble, at least in the mind of August, a layered cake.
Hey!
A Napoleon cake!
Vila!
Look, Vila. Thank you for the cake, but did you forget what I said, Comrade August? Don't go out alone. But since you're here for these eternal souls, I think we can help.
Besides...
But I didn't leave my comrades. He points at the door. They see the edge of some clothes hidden behind the door frame, accompanied by grouchy whispers. Don't push me! I can't hear anything! What do you expect, Comrade of course? Just sold us out! Let's just go in already. I had no idea we had so many listeners.
Children.
Come out, all of you, Piotr, Basono, Nina, and anyone else you've got with you too. I have something that I must tell you.
Miss Vila.
I know what you want to ask, and yes, we are going home. And if it all goes well, we will be going home tomorrow. I'm shocked and I'm sad. I just don't know what they'll find over here. If the storm passed through here. The hard packed snow crunches under the weight of feet, big and little, as the team led by Vila inch close to home once again.
Vila?
Why didn't we come home from the pier? Turtles in the sea place their houses there, and then go on shore.
We're not going home for good, Comrade Avgust. This is just, a visit. Just like the ones Comrade Windsong used to make, remember?
Then are we guests? Does that mean we stay in the hotel tonight? But there are still houses for us, right?
Besides...
I can't see the pier or the statue from... All the rooftops and the snow become one. The snow has covered everything. We're here because this is the best place to see all of Rayashki.
But
It got reversed, didn't it? I see nothing. No pier. No statue. They're gone.
both sea foam and snow all eventually... vanish.
Does Avgos even understand?
Vanish. Is that the
I
word?
think you got that right.
I don't know. There are a lot of questions that I can't answer. Besides, I'm not always right.
Avgos falls deep into his own mind. But Nina cautiously takes Vila's hand and asks her in a trembling voice, Miss Vila, wasn't the mine on our way home? It got reversed to the point when the mine wasn't formed. Oh, that is so sad. But this doesn't look like the way home anymore. It's strange. I just want to see Mama again. And then we can go back to the SPDM with Pasono.
Why? Miss Vila, is this really Rayashki?
Not the Rayashki they remember. Vila holds her hand even tighter. This time she doesn't bend down to wipe the tears from the little girl's face. And the damn game's connecting. There is no soft word of comfort left in her. Only hard truth. There was a path from here down the town. During snowy days, people would tie red tape on the trees to mark the way home. But now she sees only white. No colors at all except the sunlight reflecting on the snow. The road home is gone.
Yes, this is still Rayashki.
A moment later, she turns around. Let's go, children. It's getting cold out. It's time to go back.
Vila?
Is the visit over, Vila? Yes. It's over. You know the saddest thing is, from the event story, though, the time, the effort to build the town to get to from the point of the main event story to now, all because of the storm. It's just like the freaking Stano snap. Everyone vanished. And yet, but it got reversed. Mine wasn't built. The town was just made. The people are never there no more. It's just an empty town. No statue, too.
Madam.
Mr. Name.
Thank you very much, Mr. Name Day. Just as we agreed yesterday, I will join the Foundation. You're more than welcome. Please, if you need, you can spend some more time here. Thank you. That's thoughtful of you. But it won't be necessary. Damn. Harsh reality. And we got one more story to go to. Now the last stage, a song for the teacher. Hey. Look, a sea swallow. Afgos holds a half-crumpled paper plane over his head, imitating a bird in flight. All those unsent letters, just the same as any other waste paper, the building materials for folding birds and frogs. That's not right. You shouldn't fold it this way. Use these math papers to make dotted frogs, the ones that can jump if you can flick them. But we already have so many frogs.
No fighting!
Good job, Pyodor. I wasn't. I'm just saying he used the wrong paper. It's okay, Pasono. We still have lots of paper. These seem nice. They aren't too crumbly.
Comrade August, use this. Thank you, Comrade Nina. I think this sea swallow will do just fine. It's a little crumpled and looks a bit dirty. But these battle scars are like medals for a hero. Just like the one that saved our town.
But it never happened in the first place because of the storm. I want to show it to Vila.
Vila.
Before his friends could answer, Afgos is in a full sprint towards the adults on the other end of the corridor. Noticing his coming, Vila opens her arms, but her duty as a teacher overrides her welcome. Don't run in the corridor, Comrade Afgos.
What's wrong?
Look, see?
This is my sea swallow. It has been in many battles and flown for a long, long way. It's very tired and wants some rest. So I wanted to rest here with you. Oh. The crumpled piece of paper plane lands in Vila's palm. Oh, thank you, Comrade August.
It will be treated the way a heroic sea swallow deserves. I promise.
Dad.
What do you think? Perhaps it might like to rest in his notebook. Just like this. Sleep tight, little hero. Since you're here, Comrade August, I must confirm with you. Are you all prepared to go to the SPDM?
I don't understand.
What do we need to prepare? You must have all the things you want to take with you and study your schedule so you will know where to go. Maybe Nina will like to know what the classroom there is like.
I have my friends, and that's all I need.
Ah, that's what Pasono said too. Very well. You're all brave little comrades. You will protect yourselves and each other, won't you? Miss Vila, I assure you, SPDM is one of the safest places in the world. You don't have to worry. The children will need to learn how to protect themselves sooner or later. I'm only a teacher. I can't protect them forever.
Vila?
Aren't you coming with us? I don't think she is. Oh, but you're a rusalka. So are you returning to the sea? Surprise jumps across Vila's face. At some point, I knew Avgus would figure it out. I think he already knew.
What?
No, never. But will I be able to see you again if you turn into foam? How could foam be turned back into Vila again?
No, that isn't
No,
so.
August. I won't. I won't turn into foam. But you said the Eternal Soul is just another name. You said you don't have it, and the princess didn't have it either. Pasono said the Rusalka princess turned into foam when she went into the sea. So then you will...
Kids,
I will not, August.
the eternal soul.
It's nothing. It's only a name. Something that could be given to anything. It doesn't have substance. You can't touch it or catch it. How can something you can't even touch turn me into foam? I haven't before, and I won't now. Anyway, I won't be going back to the sea. Then what is it? You said it could be everything, but also nothing. Vila bends down, looking into Augustus' confused eyes.
I had the same thought at the beginning. That it could be anything I believed it to be. But maybe it didn't even exist at all. I saw how barriers were broken and hate driven out from that town. That's why I thought our Rayashki was eternal, and the people were all good souls. But now, I understand that's not true.
What is true? You are. Me? Am I the eternal soul?
No, not you alone, but all of you. You are the next generation of Rayashki, the survival of our people and our dreams. A future that will not be altered or reversed. As long as we have you, those who sacrifice themselves will never truly die. And the eternal soul will continue to exist for us and for them.
So for me, the eternal soul is nothing and everything. Sounds a little like my arcane skill. Remember that sofa? It returned to a simple toy in only a few moments.
It's just a small trick, I'm afraid. Far from eternal.
Thanks for the example, Mr. Name Day. Well, I can see that little August is still very confused. Perhaps I made it too complicated. Did you understand what I mean, Comrade August? August doesn't reply immediately. With him, it is never easy to tell whether he's fallen back into his own little world, or if he's piecing together something brilliant. But if I can see it, how can it be nothing? What do you mean, August? I don't think anyone has ever seen a soul. But I saw yours.
But I saw
never mind.
yours. It's golden like the sun.
Aww. Vila turns to the direction August showing her. The morning sun has climbed high, spilling into the open corridor, stretching the silhouette of Vila's body, And he sees her mermaid shadow. Aw, golden light surrounds her, outlining her shadow with a splash of warm yellow, a projection of the sparkling sea. Then at the edge of her shadow, a familiar face. Windsong!
Miss
You're
Vila.
here, Miss Vila. She's here! Haha. Oh, little Avgus is here too. And a gentleman that I'm afraid I don't know. Hello to you two. Oh, hello. You must be Miss Windsong. Yes, that's right. I've come to prepare a lecture for the Far East Branch. Windsong? Oh, he's so happy. Haha. It is good to see you too, Miss Windsong. I'm certain the children will be happy that they can attend one of your lectures before they go to the SPDM.
Now, let's go join the
I
children.
think she's happy to see her.
Like we used to do.
A little small happiness. The end. Alright, now that I got the achievement and I've already done all of this, I got this. All the chapters here. But, in this type of thing, you have records to watch the story, and then behind the scenes surveys, which is just battle modes and all. I don't think I would want you all to watch this because that'll take too long. I just want to show you the story mode first. So, yeah, I think that's how this chapter ends. Rayashki having its revolution, breaking free from Xeno's control, having gained their independence, only to be foiled by the storm being reversed. Everyone you know just vanishes, and the only survivors are the Arcanists that survive. The children, Windsong, and Vila. I don't know who else, but I wish I could show you more of the story that makes sense. And I'm going to try to go back into the main story, and I'll possibly go back to the, the archives to show you only the cinematics and the scenes, not the fights themselves. Unless you want to see the fights themselves, let me know in the comment section down below. And just like that. So, thank you all for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, please give this video a like, dislike, and any comments about the story in itself. Did you enjoy the story? Did you like the story? Did you like the music? I certainly do. And I'm glad I got this character on second try. Also, I do believe probably tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow, Windsong will be here in the new character banner. So I might try to pull for her because she has a useful ability. But if you have taken interest in the reverse 1999 story, let me know in the comment section down below. And if you want to see, I believe, chapter 2, I don't know. This is my progress so far. And I think I was in Tender as the Knight. I'm not too sure. I would have to go back to my lists and check. So, I will say, again, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys in a new video. Please subscribe to my channel if you're new to support my channel. Like any of my videos if you have interest in them, and which video piques your interests. And that's all I have to say. So, see you later, and I'll see you in the new video.